Coach Carol, certified marriage coach, coming to you today to talk about what respect is. And I have an amazing offer that I want to share with you, a great opportunity that I have coming up that I really want you to know about, right? So, one of the mistakes that I made in my marriage, and I still make sometimes, right, is not realizing that I'm being disrespectful to my husband. And that really has affected our intimacy from times. Respect means that we honor his choices for his life, even when we don't agree with them, even when they're scary, quite frankly, right? So, it might be everything from what shirt or what socks he wears to what stocks he picks out, right? From the food choices that he makes to the friends that he has. It doesn't always mean that we agree with them, but it does mean that we accept them. Even if you hate his holy stained football t-shirt, like you let him dress himself, right? Without any critical comments. Because when we respect someone, we don't dismiss them or criticize or contradict or even try to teach them anything else, right? It's not like we know best. We really don't. And this is especially hard to think when you feel like maybe you do have more expertise in a particular area. Where's my kitty? You want to meet my kitty? There's my kitty. All right, she's feeling lonely. Anyway, so we love Kitty. But you know what? If you wish maybe that he would make some decisions about investments or paying bills or putting less soap in the washing machine, right? Sometimes we're tempted to always educate them or correct them. But the message is whenever we do that, is that we don't trust them, right? And it's scary to admit that because sometimes they make some crazy decisions, right? And it's interesting though, as a parent, you let your kids make those mistakes and they learn from it, right? They learn that if they bounce checks, well, then they need to figure that out, right? But we're harder sometimes on our husbands. If you don't think that your husband deserves respect, then I ask you, what it was that you saw in him that made you marry him in the first place. What was it about him that you trusted and admired? Can you remember those things? Because when we go back to how we felt about them and how we trusted them and admired them when we fell in love, that's what will give us courage to do it again and to choose to trust them now and to send them those messages that we do trust them. Because my experience is that they will rise to that when we express it, right? Because chances are he's really not all that different now than what he was than when you fell in love with him originally, and that he is still worthy of admiration and respect. Because what happens is that when we don't respect them, right, they withdraw. Lots of times on video games or stuck to the TV or even in the news. And so there's satisfaction in letting your husband know what you really do think, right? But is it worth the cost? Because that cost is isolation. You can feel and see him pull away. On the other hand, it's very easy to enjoy the benefits of giving him respect because you end up having him around even more. So he'll tend to share more deeply and draw closer to you, right? So it really does work when we're reminded that we are married to clever, capable men. And they do things sometimes very differently than we do. And yet we're safe. It's okay, right? What's the worst thing that can happen sometimes? Most likely you're going to be fine. So respect means listening to him, right? And letting him have his dreams and not shooting him down. Telling him that he's got a really bad idea, right? It means choosing to trust him even when it's scary. I get it. It is scary sometimes. And yet it is worth it. And it does mean sometimes apologizing when we as women fall short and criticize them. And here's the thing. Doing all of this, changing our ways, really choosing to be respectful, even when we don't feel like it, it's hard. It's hard to do it on our own. That is why I became a coach. And that's why I work with women on a regular basis about how to be successful in their relationships. So one of the things that I'm offering is a really cool small group coaching opportunity. That this is something new, because if you're like me, trying to make changes on my own, it's not always easy. Like I needed a coach to support me, and I need a community of women who is willing to do things differently and really stand for the success of their marriage and their families, and not always take the advice of their girlfriends who say that divorce is the answer, that it's not worth fighting for that marriage. He's such a loser or whatever. He doesn't deserve respect. There's nothing respectable about that man. Well, I'm going to challenge you about that, because you probably wouldn't have married him if you really felt that way. But maybe things have gotten bad. Maybe there's something about you that could change. And we don't know until we try. When I tried these skills, my husband and I were separated after 26 years and headed for divorce. And honestly, I thought, if I don't do this, I'll never be able to tell my kids that I tried everything to save our family. And so I tried it. And what do you know? It worked. And we ended up back together and saving our marriage. And now I'm a marriage coach and have saved many marriages. And it just thrills me when I see a couple get back together, couples that remarry, that have been divorced after separation, or couples who have been separated get together, that never fully divorced, or couples that have just been living together, kind of tolerating each other, and then you see them fall in love again. I just love when a woman tells me that. I have one in particular that's coming to mind about saying how she's more in love now than when they met 40 years ago and married 40 years ago, like that things have come so far after being so far apart, right? So what we find is that women have the most success saving their marriages when they learn 6 intimacy skills, and have a community of like-minded women. It is so important to have like-minded women available, and that's something that I'm able to provide in a Facebook group with other women who are learning these skills, and having a coach, having me to talk to. I'm offering a small group coaching opportunity where you can connect with me 3 times during the month, plus having that Facebook group available to you, and even an opportunity for you to pay it forward to other women. And so it's called the Ridiculously Happy Wife Group. And it's going to be opening up mid-May, May 15th. And if you would like to learn more, I would love to support you. And I'm going to post the link down below. Like, I'll post some information for you. But feel free to reach out to me one-on-one. You can find me in my Facebook group. And I would love to be able to empower you to be more successful and to have that intimacy and relationship that you really, really desire. If this is a month-to-month program, so it's not something that you have to commit to for 6 months or a year, although certainly I think once you're in there, you're going to see so much value, you're going to want to stay. But you can come in for a month and try it out, right? And really to dive deep into learning new skills that you're not going to get in counseling. You're not going to get really anywhere else. Counseling for us didn't work. To sit and complain about my husband for an hour, hoping that he's going to hear something that's going to impact him and he's going to walk out and say, oh, gee, honey, you're right. I would like to change and do X, Y, Z. Like, it never worked. We went in, and if we weren't fighting when we got there, we ended up fighting when we left. And whenever most men hear the words, honey, we need counseling, they resist, right? Because they know that wounds are going to get opened, and it's all about changing them. And yeah, never worked. So this works. Yeah, you'll be able to ask me questions, talk, and I can coach you through specific instances or challenges that you're having in your relationship. And you actually get access to all of Laura Doyle's training videos and more advanced trainings on financial intimacy and even the feminine approach to sex. So there's a lot there. And if you are separated, there's even a video on how to get him back, and how to be an irresistible magnet for your man, and the Tender Husband Formula, which shows you how to inspire him to give you special treatment. Which, don't we all love it when our husbands give us special treatment, right? So it really can turn your marriage around. So this Ridiculously Happy Wife program is a complete solution to relationship challenges and gives you an entire connection framework and everything you need to create a playful, passionate relationship. So you will learn exactly how to replenish your spirit and bring back the fun, the laughter, the playfulness, to reveal your inner magnetism anytime you want, all while being completely authentic and inspiring your husband to do more housework and to take initiative to fix things, and so that you have less stress and responsibility, and that you feel desired and cherished with more gifts, more help, more heartfelt compliments, and special treatment. So you can spark an authentic, accountable apologies even when he hurts you. And experience your husband wanting to be your hero because he wants to make you happy. He really does. So you get to create your relationship according to your vision instead of having to tolerate his defects or, trying to work that how to change my guy skill, right? Like, we can stop that, and we can really, you can be empowered to create a vision, the vision that you have for your marriage. And you can enjoy tenderness and emotional safety when you put an end to verbal abuse and temper tantrums, and restore trust even if there's been betrayal, and create a peaceful home, free of tension, full of deep conversations, restoring dignity, and still getting what you want, maybe even more than that, right? So if you're interested in all of this, I would love to share more with you. And so just reach out. I'm going to put some links down below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed before. And click the little bell, because then you'll know when I post something new as well. But I'm standing for success in your marriage, for healing, and for you really to find your happiness again. I know that it can happen. So until next time, I wish you a great day, all right? Let's connect in the group, right? That really, it's amazing. All right, so we'll talk soon. Have a great night.